so I'm back. So I'm here to do another story time video for you dolls. And let me just say this, because in my last story time I don't think that I covered this, but I was very iffy about doing story time videos because I just feel like a lot of people are on here just making up stories as they go, or just thinking of things that they can talk about and just coming up with a good story to get views and things like that. So I really wasn't into story times at all at first, and yeah, but then I started kind of thinking like, I have a few good stories that I can tell, and you guys were requesting storytime videos, so I decided that I would go ahead and do some of them for you guys and see how you like them. The first storytime that I did pretty good, so I'm gonna continue doing them unless you guys don't want to see them anymore. So this story time is gonna be about the time that my friend stole my panties. This was the one that you guys voted for the most to see next. So down below I will put 2 more topics and you guys can choose the next topic that I'll talk about in my next storytime video. So this was when I was in high school. Most of my story times are probably in high school because that was mostly like our craziest years, right? So when I was in high school, I was in choir like throughout all the years of my life. I think I told you guys this already, but I also joined drill team, which is the dance team that dances on the field on Friday nights with the band at halftime. Not drill team like with the guns, like army type training, stuff like that. Drill team is in dance with the band. So I joined drill team my 11th grade year. So I did drill team 11th and 12th grade year, and then I did choir all 4 years. So anyway, after I joined the drill team, this all ties into the story if you guys are wondering why the hell am I telling you this. But anyways, I was in drill team, and basically what we would have to do is, I believe our last class of the day was her class, or if not, at the end of the day, like when we would be having practice, we would have to go to her classroom because our instructor actually did teach a class at school, and we would have to go to the classroom and everyone had to change in the classroom together. So you kind of would see everybody changing, and you couldn't go to the restroom and change because she just felt like it would be taking up too much time with everyone going to the restroom. So we all just had to change in the classroom, and of course she put something up over the door so no one could see in or anything. But I was always really discreet with the way that I would change. Like I would tie my jacket around my waist or whatever so my butt wouldn't be out and stuff like that. And you know how you can kind of take your shirt off and put a shirt on at the same time without showing everything? I would do stuff like that so that I wouldn't feel, you know, like getting naked in front of a bunch of girls. So anyways, yeah, we had to change in front of each other, so just keep that in mind. So anyways, I had this one class, I can't even remember what the class was for, but it was like a mixed class with a bunch of different grade levels. I think it was like an extra elective class, not like math or anything like that. So this girl was in my class, and she was also on drill team with me. She was the grade level under me, but me and her were really, really cool. And we started like hanging out outside of school. Like she would stay over at my house, and we would just hang out all the time on the weekends and everything. And like after we would have a game, sometimes she would come home with me and stay with me over the weekend or whatever. So yeah, she was basically like a little sister to me. There was this hairstyle that we used to wear in high school, and she like started wearing her hair like that because of me. And it was like this thing where we would wear, it was like half up, half down, but it was like you would put a box in the middle and leave the sides down. Some people still wear it, but we used to wear that back in the day. So she started like wearing her hair like me, and we were just super cool and almost like best friends, but more of like a little sister, big sister type relationship. And football season is more towards the beginning of the school year, and then I believe basketball season is like the second half of the school year. So it was the beginning of the school year, I know for sure, because we had just went shopping like for clothes and everything for school. This story, I'm dragging it out, but anyways, yes, whenever we went shopping, Tommy Hilfiger was a really big trend back then, and I love Tommy Hilfiger. I used to have all of the stuff, like the purses, the jeans, the shirts, the jackets. I even had the shoes, everything, like Tommy Hilfiger, everything, even the undergarments. So I had the panties, the bras, the socks, all that stuff. So me and my mom would always go to this one store, and it was like an outlet type of store, but they would have like all the different types of bras, panties, and stuff like that. And that's where I found all of my Tommy Hilfiger stuff. This store was not in my area. It was like maybe 2 or 3 hours away from where we lived at. So I knew that they didn't have the things in my area, or then again, they probably could have, but I had never seen all of the stuff that I had got away in my area. So anyways, yeah, I had these Tommy Hilfiger undergarments, and to school, I used to actually dress up. Like, we would dress up and wear like slacks, like dressy type of pants, and like a cute little blousey type of shirt and heels to school. Like, we used to dress like that. And then sometimes, of course, I would wear jeans, like my Tommy Hilfiger stuff, with the t-shirt and the jacket, tennis shoes, whatever. So we would do like both types of styles, and that was like how we used to dress in school back then. So yeah, anyway, so I had all of those undergarments and everything. So one day, whenever we were at school and we had to go to drill team, we had practice, so we went to the classroom and we had to change. Mind you, probably like a week or so before this, I had been digging in my drawer looking for this one particular pair of Tommy Hilfiger panties. I can remember how they looked very distinctly because it was the Tommy Hilfiger logo stretched out on the panties. Like the whole panty was the Tommy Hilfiger logo, if you know what I mean, like the red, blue, and white. The whole thing was made like that, like it was a big logo. The panties were a big logo. So I couldn't find those anywhere, and I had been looking in my drawer, and I'm like, okay, I know I didn't wear them all, and those were brand new. Like, the tag was still on, so it makes it not as disgusting, but still, the fact that you were like my little sister and you stole my panties, that's just freaking ridiculous. So those are the panties that I couldn't find. So one day, whenever we were in drill team, dressing out, getting ready to go practice, I just so happened to look over and I seen her with my panties on. Like, I don't even know, like, why did I look that way that day? I don't even know, but I looked over and I seen her with my panties on. And this girl was bigger than me. Although she was younger than me, she was bigger than me, and at one point in her life she was a lot bigger than what she was at that point. So she had a lot of loose skin and everything like that, and you know, like, she didn't wear my size at all. So my clothes were way too small for her, but she had my panties on, and I was like, oh my god, like, this bitch stole my panties. And I couldn't find them anywhere, and I just knew they were mine because they didn't sell them in my area, or at least I didn't think they did, or I don't think they did. So I didn't say anything. I just kind of like told my best friend, and then I kind of went home and told my mom, like, I think she stole my panties because I can't find them and I don't think they sell them out here, and I seen her with them on. So my mom was like, don't worry about it, you know, you have more and we'll get you some more stuff, whatever, like, don't worry about it. So I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I didn't say anything, and maybe like a week or so went by, and then I was looking for this dressy pair of capri pants. I'll just include this into the story because this kind of tells you how I confronted her. So I was looking for this dressy pair of capri pants that I had, and they were black slacks type of pants. So I used to wear those with like a cute little top in my heels. So I was looking for my pants. I couldn't find them anywhere, and I know I had just got them that year, and I love those because they fit really nice. So lo and behold, who do I see at school with my damn pants on, and they are way too tight for her. She's busting out of them, and I'm like, okay, this bitch stole my pants too. Like, what the hell? And besides those two items, I don't know of anything else that she stole. She could have stole something else that I just really didn't pay attention to, but those are the two items that I know that she stole for sure. So at that point, I was like, fuck it. Like, everything that my mom said went out of the window. Don't worry about it. Fuck that. She stole my shit. So I went up to her and I was like, I know that you stole my panties and you stole my pants too, or whatever. I was like, and you know, like, it's not even your size. And she was like, no, I didn't steal your panties. She was like, what are you talking about? I was like, the Tommy Hilfiger panties with the logo on it, you stole my panties. And she was like, no, I didn't. And she had this friend, I'll just say her name was Barbara. So she was like, me and Barbara went shopping over the weekend, or whatever weekend that was. She was like, me and Barbara went shopping and we got the same kind. You can ask her. Me and her had the same ones. And I'm like, bitch, yeah, right. Like, I'm not asking Barbara a thing because Barbara's gonna lie for you. She's your friend. So whatever. Because kind of like at this point, I had kind of like started cutting her off and not hanging out with her. But I just hadn't told her that I think she stole my stuff. But when she wore the pants, I couldn't hold it anymore. Like, you stole my pants and my panties. So of course she just lied, and she said that she didn't steal it, and she said it wasn't her pants. I think she made up a store that she bought it from or whatever. But that was that, and I kind of just washed my hands with her. I didn't try to fight her or anything crazy. It's just panties, but it's just the point. Like, that's freaking gross to steal someone's panties and then you don't even wear my size. Like, it's one thing if you needed it and you stayed over and you ran out of clothes or whatever, then you can ask and I would have just gave you something, you know, like something new, and you could have had it. But to steal it from me and you're staying over at my house, that's just really ridiculous, because, you know, someone trusts you enough if they're letting you spend the night at their house or whatever. So it's just ridiculous to steal from them. But that's what happened. And then after that, years and years later, I started seeing her at church, like her and her mom. First, I would see her mom all the time, and my mom would always be like, oh, that's the girl's mom, the one who stole your panties or whatever. And then she started to come to church, so I would see her and she would speak, and of course I was nice because I was at church, so I feel like I should be forgiving because she stole my panties and it was so many years ago. So yeah, I kind of just let it go. And then one day when I went out to eat, she actually worked at the restaurant that I went to, and she was waiting my table, and she was being so nice to me. Like, we never had that falling out about her stealing my shit, but I just was kind of like, whatever. And I was with my dude at the time, so he was kind of like, what's going on? Like, he could tell I was kind of weirded out by her, and I was like, yeah, she stole my panties when we were in high school. So yeah, that's the story about someone stealing my panties. I think my camera is dying, so that is it. If you dolls have questions, leave them down below, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye, dolls.